Hello and welcome. My name is Stephan Poschik from CHC Corporate Health Consulting. And today I have a really interesting guest, and we want to talk about entrepreneurship, about tech companies, about founders. And so I'm it's really great that you are on my show. So welcome, Jared Yellin. Please introduce yourself.
Listen, man, it's my honor. Thank you for having me. I value our friendship and our partnership, and I'm excited to create some value for your people. So let's do it.
That's really awesome. And first of all, there is a huge announcement here. I founded a company together with Jared and also with Grant Cardone and with a good friend of mine, Jeff. So you will see so much more in the future because we are building one of the coolest tech ideas and tech companies you've ever seen. So watch out what is coming in the next weeks. So Jared, thank you for being on my show. First of all, you are so successful in the meantime. You have so much going on. But before you became successful the first time, how did you motivate yourself as an entrepreneur? What was your driving force you get up in the morning every day?
It's interesting. So when I was 20 years old, I had a realization, and the realization was I'm going to eventually be a dad. Now, it was not when I was 20, and I don't know many young men that think about becoming a dad when they were 20, but I was. And the reason I was thinking about that is I was reflecting on my childhood, and my parents went through an extremely intense divorce when I was young. I'm sure there was more intense divorces than theirs, but it was darn intense. If somebody were to ask me what's one word to define your childhood, I would have said loud. Like there was just nowhere to go for peace. So when I was 20, I was thinking about how this is a point of demarcation for me, where I have the ability to make decisions today that will create a different future for my children. And as I was thinking about what kind of dad do I want to be, what kind of life do I want my children to have, the word freedom showed up. And when I share this story, I get the goosebumps because it was so intense. Like this word freedom, like it knocked me backwards. I'm like, whoa, I'm like, what is freedom? And I started breaking it down, and I broke it down into 12 different categories of freedom, everything from health to relationship to finances to spirituality and career and geographics. And I had these 12 areas of freedom, and I started defining what each of them meant. And it was freaking nuts, man. It was like this crazy experience when I was 20 years old. And then I remember when I looked at what I wrote, I'm like, oh my goodness, I don't know anyone that has this life. Like there's no one that I could like model that has what I just wrote down here. So I'm like, well, if I want what no one else that I know has, I have to do what no one else that I know has done. And that was choosing to be an entrepreneur. So even in those darkest moments, there was this driving force for me, which is freedom. Freedom for myself, freedom for my family, and freedom for every single person that I touch, my team, the people that I support as partners, etc. So fast forward to today, I'm 36 years old. I have two beautiful children. Taylor is 5 and Riker is 3. I'm extremely happily married, and we have that freedom. And it's because I committed to entrepreneurship. So that's just what it was always, even in the darkest moments before I was able to break free in some ways. And I still think I'm just getting started. That was it. More freedom for my family. I didn't even have them yet, but more freedom for my family, more freedom for my family. And it just became my absolute fanatical focus.
That's really awesome because I can relate to this so good. I had also some experiences in my past, and why I am an entrepreneur is exactly the same, because I want to have freedom for me, for my family, for my life, and for my environment. So this is really cool. So you have so much going on in your business life. You founded already dozens of tech companies. We will go into this area a little bit more in a few minutes. But I also know that family is extremely important for you. When I look at your social media profiles, I see so much about your family, and I also know that health is very important for you. So how do you balance this, and how get you everything on the same page?
So I live a life where there are things called non-negotiables. Non-negotiables are things that I establish for myself. They're boundaries, and I just don't negotiate against them. I find that most people don't have what they want because they'll set an intention, they'll set a goal, they'll set an outcome, and then they negotiate against themselves, and then they end up falling short because like they're negotiating with the fact they're supposed to wake up at 5 o'clock to go to the gym. They negotiate against themselves. They wake up at 5:30, they can't go anymore, or they don't wake up at all, then they really can't go. Or they create boundaries around what it means to be a parent. And they say, okay, my boundary is I'm going to leave my phone nowhere in sight so I can focus on my kids. But then they negotiate against themselves and they get their phone. So for me, I just define non-negotiables. And then as a result, I can't negotiate against them. And these non-negotiables give me what I call have it all. So at 5 o'clock every day, I go home and I have a lot going on. About 107 tech companies. We're going to build, scale, and sell 10,000 tech companies in 10 years. But when I'm home at 5 o'clock, my phone is literally nowhere in sight, like nowhere in sight. The kids go to bed at 7:30 or 8. I spend some time with my wife. She goes to bed earlier than I do, and then I get back and prepare for the next day. I'm up every day at 4:30 so I can get to the gym the first second that it opens. I pound that every day, Monday through Sunday at the gym. I get my body in motion. I'm sweating. After the gym is done, I have my liquids. So my green drink every day, my protein shake every day. Everything I eat is organic. I don't cheat with my diet because I don't want to. I want fuel, and food is fuel. So every decision that I make is intended to just give me the edge. Like, what's going to give me the edge with my relationship? What's going to give me the edge as a parent? What's going to give me the edge with my energy? What's going to give me the edge as an entrepreneur? What's going to give me the edge with my finances? So I'm fanatical about the edge, and I'm also hyper competitive with myself. I really don't care about what anyone else in the world is doing. I just care about me. And I want to know that at the end of every day that I look in the mirror, that I'm better than I was the day before, and that whatever I commit to doing, I got it done. So the combination of non-negotiables, having those commitments with myself and making healthy choices across the board is what I call have it all. And that's what has allowed me to do what I'm doing.
That's awesome. So where do you have this huge amount of discipline? Did you have it already, or did you have to build this discipline muscle?
So I was never a student, but I was smart. But I wasn't a student. Like, learning in a classroom for me just wasn't where I wanted to learn. But I always had the discipline. At an early age, I started working out, and I used to beg my parents when I was in seventh grade to let me work out. And they said, you can do the rowing machine and pull-ups, but nothing more. And I'm like, all right, that's what I'm doing. And I did the rowing machine and pull-ups literally every day for seventh grade and eighth grade. And I finally got to high school. And I convinced my dad, let me start lifting weights. My friends are lifting weights. And they're like, okay, fine, but you can't lift more weight than this. But every day I'm in the gym. So when I used to get punished, I was like, I would lose the gym. Like, that was what was taken from me. But I have always been intense about having the edge, and discipline gives you the edge. So when my friends would play video games, I was exercising. When my friends would goof off at Dunkin' Donuts, I was listening to personal development. When my friends would go and eat unhealthy foods, I was having protein bars and protein shakes. And it wasn't for any reason other than self-motivation. And when I was in college, I became a natural bodybuilder that never competed. And because it wasn't for anybody but me. And no one even knew what I looked like. So I'd work out every day and I'd wear sweatpants and a sweatshirt every day. No one had any idea what my body actually looked like. And I was freaking huge. Like, I was jacked up, and I was as natural as you can come. I didn't even have to take protein powder back then. It was all whole food. And I used to incline bench press over 400 pounds. And it used to shock the gym because no one knew. Like, you wouldn't look at me and even know. But I was really strong. But it was always that self-motivation. It was always a discipline. And I realized early on in life that I was going to do what others don't even think to do. Like people always say, do what others don't do. Like, I do what others don't even think to do. Like, and that has given me the ability to create like a wedge. And with a wedge, it's very hard to catch up. And I'm not doing it because I care about creating a wedge against them. I'm doing it because I have a certain type of life that I committed to. And it's non-negotiable for me. And that's what I'm doing, is I'm just delivering on what's expected of me to create the life that I will not negotiate against.
That's really fascinating. So thank you for sharing this, because this is something which is extremely interesting also for me. And I know also for a lot of other entrepreneurs, because discipline or self-awareness and all these non-negotiables are, in my opinion, extremely important to become successful or become a better person. So one last question about your habits. Do you have a hard time with other people who because you are so disciplined, and you are like the great mirror in the face of the people around you, because they see how disciplined they could be, but they are not able to hold themselves accountable as you are doing it?
No, it's interesting. So I used to really, but
Okay.
like, I'm so insulated now. Like, and some people might say this is limiting, and that's cool. I don't care. I only spend time with people that have the same values as me. That's it. Like I have like COVID has been the greatest exposure in human history. Like people's values have been publicized at this point, and I've just eliminated anything that doesn't align with my values. Doesn't make them wrong, me right, or vice versa. It means that there's just no space, and I'm very focused. So my world is pretty disciplined because these are values of mine. My world puts freedom at the number one value. Like they will not compromise their freedom. They won't let the government tell them what they can and cannot do. So I don't even know there's things going on in the world. That's how like insulated I am with the relationships that I've established. But it used to bother me. Yeah, I used to be like, come on, like step up. Like, but then I'm like, that's such a waste. I don't even care if they step up. Like, but now it's like everybody. But the culture of 10X Incubator, like I hold everybody at the team to very, very high standards. But they have their time with their kids, their health is on fire, their relationships have reached the next level. So like when one of the things we talk about in our company is that 1 week is equivalent in our company to 1 year in the real world. Like, but that's not because we're like making up time by not sleeping and not seeing our kids, like everybody. And if they don't have that balance, that structure, those non-negotiables, I get on them fast. It's like, get your blank in order. Like there's no space for that here. So yeah, but high levels of intensity, high levels of focus and precision. Here's a great piece of advice for all of you. If you really want to get ahead, like really want to get ahead, stop second guessing yourself. Stop triple guessing yourself. Stop quadruple guessing yourself. The average person will guess 19 times before they make one decision. So for me, I make decisions. I don't second guess. I don't triple guess. I just make decisions. So in your 19 times you're making one decision, I've made 19 decisions. Like how could you ever catch up? And that's just a basic piece of advice. Stop second guessing yourself. Whatever your gut's telling you to do, just go with it. If it doesn't work, just make another decision. Don't keep thinking about what you should or shouldn't do, because in the process, I've already made a lot of decisions that you haven't made.
That's so cool. That's so cool. So thank you for sharing this again. So you created a completely new show a couple of weeks ago. So tell us about your tech tank. What is it about? And what is the huge benefit? Because in my opinion, this is unbelievable what you created.
Yes, this just ties into what I just said. So on a Friday, I woke up and I'm like, I'm going to create a show. And I called the key people on the team that would be involved with this initiative. And I'm like, we're creating a show called 10X Tech Tank. And they're like, okay, because they know this is how I roll. And they're like, when is the first episode? I'm like, Tuesday. They're like, Jared, it's Friday. I'm like, yes, it's on Tuesday. You're not working this weekend. So that means between Friday and Monday, you have to figure out how we're doing a show on Tuesday. And what it's going to be is an opportunity for people to pitch us live their tech ideas, whether that's an idea that's on a napkin like this, or it's a minimum viable tech product, or even it's a cash flowing tech company. They're gonna have a chance to pitch us. And we're gonna have a few people on our team that are the judges, and they're gonna present their idea. They have 5 minutes to pitch us, and then we'll do 7 to 10 minutes of Q&A. And on the spot, we're going to say yay or nay. Yay means let's do due diligence and let's move forward, or no, and this is why, and go do this, and then come back when you're ready. And we're going to do it live. And we're going to have an audience that's watching it live, and we're going to give the audience a chance to vote as well. So we did it, and we didn't really even promote it very much. And tens of thousands of views. People are fanatical about this show. And the original plan was we'll do 1 episode a week from 2 to 3 Eastern Standard Time on Tuesdays. And then the response was so strong that after 3 episodes, I said, we're going to start doing a daily show as of November 1st, Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. My boundaries are firm though. We actually pre-record this. The team then organizes it, and then we air it live at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because that is dad/husband mode. So I won't compromise on that. But Monday through Friday, as of November 1st, we will have 10X Tank. And I'm telling you, networks will pick this thing up. This is a very interesting show. I think Shark Tank is awesome. I think it represents the American dream in many ways. But the majority of the stuff on Shark Tank will not change the world. It just won't. It's a better popcorn maker. It's a better sponge, which is cool. It's awesome. Like, I love it, but it's not changing the world. Like, it'll change that person's life because they'll get in Bed Bath & Beyond and it'll scale and they'll make $7 million. And I love that. Like, I love it. I breathe it. I celebrate it. I would invest in it myself. Like, but it's not changing the world. 10X Tech Tank changes the world because these are innovative, disruptive technologies that eliminate inefficiency, and with a limitless scale, limitless reach, limitless upside potential as well. So that's what 10X Tech Tank is. I would invite every one of you to tune in and to watch If you go to 10x, the number 10x tech, T-E-C-H tank, 10xtechtank.com, just sign up on the form there, and then we'll notify you right before we start each episode. In addition, I created this really cool resource called the Perfect Pitch Kit. I've been on the receiving end or the giving end of pitches, I mean, for years, like thousands and thousands of pitches. So I just know the perfect pitch at this point. And I've raised a lot of money. I've got a lot of strategic advisors. So the Perfect Pitch Kit is a resource. We give it away for free. And the reason we give it away for free is that we know the vast majority of people that are going to sign up for the 10X Tech Tank are just doing it because they want to observe, they want to watch. But I'm equally as sure that the vast majority of those people have a tech idea and they just might not have the courage to pitch it. So my hope and desire for you is that you show up, you watch an episode or 2 or 3, whatever number you feel like you need. And then you're going to see somebody pitching that you can identify with. And you're like, wow, like they're just like me. Like they have the same skin color as me, or they're the same age as me, or they're not technical like me. If they can do it, I can do it. So my hope and desire is that it gives you a chance to pitch us and we get you on the tank. And then you have the Perfect Pitch Kit training, which is going to prepare you for the experience.
That's really awesome. We're definitely going to post this in the show when we launch the interview. So we will tag you and definitely put the website you named into the post. So go to the website, and I hope we see you soon. And Jared, so I thank you so much. I really, really appreciate your time, and thanks for taking the time and going through these questions with me.
Awesome. Listen, I'm proud of you, man. You are a serial entrepreneur. You've had a lot of success, yet you know there's so much more you want to conquer. And what we're doing with your tech company, it's going to shake up the freaking world. It's an awesome platform. I can't wait for this to go live. And like Stephan said, be on the lookout. That's all I got to say. This is a very cool technology, and you're going to want to be one of the first users on this platform. But thank you for trusting and believing in me and for our partnership and our friendship. And I know this is simply the beginning, and the best is truly yet to come.
That's really cool. Thank you so much, and have a great day. And all of you listeners, have a great day, and talk soon. See you. Bye.